I'm Mathew Brooks and welcome to another big punching edition of KO. In the show today, we preview the Holyfield-Lewis rematch, plus we chat with Renarto Cornett on the eve of his world title challenge. But first, to the news hitting the headlines. The International Boxing Federation has been rocked by allegations of bribes and manipulation of rankings. While no boxers have been named in the indictment, investigations began just before the controversial draw between Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis. One fight that has come under intense scrutiny is the 1995 clash between Axel Schultz and George Foreman, where the previously unranked German fighter suddenly found himself fighting for the championship. Julio Cesar Chavez, troubled by family and legal problems while amassing a fortune in the ring, has admitted he has considered suicide. The former world champ said that it was only because of his children that he never went through with a suicide attempt. In a scandal that threatens to strike a massive blow to the sport, boxers have made claims that fight fixing is very much the norm in the pugilistic art. One boxer in particular has come under the microscope, Eric Butterbean Etch, who went from a club fighter to earning 60 grand a fight. Several of his former opponents have stated they took money to act as fall guys. And the fight game has really taken a bit of a battering this week, Jeff, but I'd always thought that Butterbean's fights were perhaps, well, not fixed, but he was well matched.
Oh, definitely so. He's always well matched. But listen, he'd fight anybody. He'd hate to hear that crap, and I won't be the guy saying it to him.
And also the other thing is, I guess he's still, despite this, he'll probably remain very popular.
Definitely so. He puts up a great fight. I mean, as long as they get in the right opponents, he'll batter them the way he does all the time.
And Chavez has obviously hit rock bottom.
Definitely so. It's very, very sad to hear. I was with him prior to the fight with Willie Wise, and he was drinking heavily then before the fight, so obviously he has hit rock bottom, and hopefully he can just think of some of the great things he's done over the last decade and feel good about himself again.
Now, a lot of people are saying this Ibf scandal, the upshot is, from what I've read, is that they're hoping that something good will come out of it. Apparently even the president, Bob Lee, has been indicted, so maybe something good will come of it.
Well, that's exactly right. We've got to go to the top, and if he's the president, he must have something or know what's going on there, so they've got to call the main men in there. Hopefully, it'll be seen that we're trying to fix the sport up.
And by the end of this weekend, everyone is hoping that we will finally have a unified heavyweight champ when Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis square off. In March, the two men met in one of the most controversial fights seen in quite some time.
Here we go, Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. And look at this, Lewis on the assault immediately chases down the two-time champ, the WBA and IBF champ, Holyfield. Holyfield, remember, must position himself inside. Lewis, so far, they've not let him in there. Evander's fight plan is to get in his chest and bang him to the body. He can't get in there. Lewis looking to drop the big right hand. Now with the left hand is Evander. He can't get to the big guy.
It's a matter of little time here. Lennox is trying to jump on Evander in the early goings. And let's see how Evander takes this. He has to get on the inside, I think, to apply his pressure and fight his fight.
Lennox Lewis tries to power downstairs. Two world champions doing battle for the most coveted trophy in the entire world, the heavyweight championship of the world.
Well, Lennox is a very big man and always.
He backs up, apparently he's okay. Lennox loads up the shot again as Holyfield's on the ropes.
What you're doing, don't get careless.
Look at this round right here. You hear what he said? He's still predicting the round. He said, this is it right here, he said. This is the explosion that's supposed to happen. If the third round he's predicting a knockout, he said it's all over. He's up on his toes. He already has a different expression on his face, but it said it's Lennox Lewis throwing the first shot here in the third round. Can he deliver? We'll find out. Lennox Lewis, who looks like he wants to be tough, but Evander kind of hopping and skipping, trying to get inside. He wants to pick up the pace, and now you say, from the referee, Arthur McHenry Jr., no, you can't push like that. Evander wants to get inside, and of course, in all rounds, if he is to get stopped in this fight, Lennox Lewis doesn't want to be stopped in the third round. You can be sure. He's holding off Evander. Evander trying to get in position, the right hand grazes past the right ear. Wow, look at this. The left ear, I should say, Evander. Evander's now inside, bangs him by the left ear.
Well, this, I tell you what, Evander must know something that we don't know. He's fighting a much better third round, and Lewis is backing up for the first time in the fight.
There's the left hand, right hand, and he thinks he's open. And the right hand. He tries to get back. He hits him with the right hand. The uppercut misses. And with the left hook. Lennox Lewis getting flat-footed in his definitely, his eyes are blinking. He's looking like he may have been hurt a little bit there. A minute to go in this round. You see the time, a little over a minute. Evander has the idea. He's got Lennox Lewis flat-footed right now, and that's the way he wants him. He's Holyfield up on his toes. He's backing him off. And the big guy, Lennox Lewis, back on his heels. He caught him with a left hook that time. Comes to the uppercut. Doesn't seem to hurt him with that one. He's backing him off. He clipped the out. And it's good. Holding his legs again. He caught him with the right hand. Lewis tries to fight back. Nails him with the left hook. Look at this. Toe to toe. Just little pity pat shots by Lennox Lewis. And Evander up on his toes. Trying to come in. Trying to end this thing. It's not going to happen in this round, I don't think. You hear the crowd yelling, Lewis, Lewis. They're really enthusiastic. No doubt as to who won the third round of this fight. But he didn't fulfill his prophecy.
Once Lennox stops using that jab, Evander Holyfield has it all his way. And the key for him is the left hand. Should try to set up the big right hand as he did there. And Mathew pointed out earlier that he didn't go.
He caught him in the back of the head. He said to keep his feet up underneath him. And he clipped him pretty good. And Evander looks staggery on his feet.
Sure does. But maybe that's a trick. I don't know.
Well, I don't think Lewis realized that he hurt him with that shot to the behind the head. As the right hand catches Evander. Evander better slide down the rope to get out of there. He pinches him again with the right left hook. He's wide open for the right hand. He digs into the body. Good body shot. This is the best round so far by Lennox Lewis. He's got him in trouble. His leg's still out there. Very bad idea to stand on the ropes like this. Now, this is a question of age. Is it a situation where he can't move? I don't know, but he shouldn't be standing there. He's too far to fight it. Uppercut catches him. He digs the body, and Holyfield is hurt.
He is not fighting the fight. He needs to get off those ropes and back him up.
No, he isn't. Lennox is just benching him right now.
And that's a bad thing.
Now Evander comes off the ropes. Lennox Lewis is 33 years old. Some say right in his prime. He hasn't had the difficult fights that wars that Evander Holyfield has had. Holyfield considered a skilled boxer. This point in boxing, Lennox Lewis puts on a bit of a flurry there. It brings the crowd to its feet momentarily. Evander picking up the pace here now in the sixth round. Digs to the body. But look at this. Lennox Lewis battles right back.
Well, you know, for the first time it looked for a while, but Evander was on his toe.
Protect yourself at all times is what they say. Does he hurt him again? Evander's standing flat-footed, waiting. Just waiting for the right hand. Evander looks like he knows what he wants to do. He feints, and now he comes off the ropes and threw that one with bad intentions. But Evander threw that last left hook like an old man. Emmanuel brought it up before to the referee. The referee hadn't said anything about the high cow. Caught him with the right hand, spun his head.
Again, you don't want to be at the end of Lennox Lewis's power. That's the wrong place to be.
And that's
you
where
need
he's
to back
standing
him up.
now. He comes inside, catches him with a good uppercut. Look at the legs of Evander. He looks like he's got legs of an old man. He doesn't have the bounce. Oh, his legs are spread apart. He's wobbly in the knees. Lennox doing things with the right hand. This is not vintage Evander Holyfield, that's for sure. No. Because Lennox Lewis is not a great boxer, but he's taking advantage of a guy who used to be a great boxer, unless he pulls up something here that we don't expect.
Lewis is keeping him a bit off balance. There's the right hand.
That's the right hand still that doesn't seem to hurt Lennox Lewis. Lennox able to tie him up inside. He hangs on to the head. Doesn't grab him out. Then he throws the uppercut as Evander comes in. You get the idea now that Lennox has a second win. Not Lennox, but Evander has a second win. Look at this. He picks up the pace. He clips him with the right hand. Goes with the right hand again. Left hook.
He's smiling now. I don't know if that's from being hurt or what, but this is turning out. Evander needs to win these last few rounds convincingly to pull this out, my opinion. I don't know what to tell you. He's certainly not the same guy. He's right in front of him.
He's a 36-year-old heavyweight champion, and he's fighting like it tonight. He may get it on the scorecards, but if he does, he's going to have to steal it, because Lennox Lewis has won this round. And he's continuing to win it. He's up on his toes. He's holding off the champion. The champion of the WBA and IBF.
They're only got down to 10 seconds here.
All right, the closing seconds of the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. And we may have a Major League upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing here at Madison Square Garden, we go to the scorecards at this time. Judge at ringside, Eugenia Williams, scores about 115 to 113 in favor of Evander Holyfield. Judge at ringside, Stanley Christodoulou, scores about 116 to 113 in favor of Lennox Lewis. Judge at ringside, Larry O'Connell, scores about 115 to 115, even a draw. The decision is even a draw. Both champions retain their belts.
And Jeff, I think the big question is, can Evander Holyfield rise to the occasion?
That is the question, Matthew. Can he do it again? He's done it so many times in the past. I don't think he can. I think, listen, if he's going to win the fight, it's got to be within 3 rounds, and he's got to win by knockout. If it goes 4 in the 5, in the middle and late rounds, I think he's no chance.
Yeah, he looked so old in that fight. He really did look like a fighter that had been in one too many wars, and now he's had this layoff, and he's had time to think. Maybe he will come back, though.
Well, like I said, I don't think so. Like, he's got to go through that whole resume, the hard training, he needs to get through that sparring. Prior to him sparring Mike Tyson, apparently his sparring partners were battering him over there. So things aren't going to change.
And the one thing about it is that I think from a boxing fan's point of view, it's important that this fight is so much better than the first one.
Well, it wasn't a great fight, and the thing that keeps in everybody's mind was the controversy. Let's hope there's no controversy and it's a clear winner.
And you're watching Australia's #1 boxing show, KO. We'll return to chat with Renarto Cornett in just a few moments.